Time now for the Muletrain News Program on this Wednesday, September the 18th, 2024. Brought to you today by Leal's Mexican Restaurant. Graveside service for Zaylee Bree Ellie Cortez, infant daughter of Israel and Esther Estrada Cortez of Muleshoe, was held Wednesday, September the 11th at the Muleshoe Memorial Park with Stephen Hart officiating. Zaylee was born and died September the 6th, 2024 in Levelland. Zaylee is survived by her parents, Israel and Esther, two brothers, Noah Cortez of Muleshoe and Daniel, also of Muleshoe. Her grandparents, Joe and Virginia Estrada, also of Muleshoe, and Janie Rivas of Mercedes, Texas. She is preceded in death by a brother, Jacob Cortez, and her grandfather, Joe Cortez. Please keep the Cortez family on your prayer list today. Repeating graveside service for Zaylee Bree Ellie Cortez, the infant daughter of Israel and Esther Cortez, was held Wednesday morning, September the 11th, at the Muleshoe Memorial Park with Stephen Hart officiating. Keep the Cortez family on your prayer list today. Anastasia Flores, 88, of Muleshoe, died Saturday, September the 7th in Lubbock. Her funeral services were held Friday, September the 13th at the Ellis Funeral Home Chapel with Jesus Gomez officiating. Burial followed in the Bailey County Cemetery. She was born January the 22nd in 1936 in Coleman to Espiridion in Trinidad Martinez Zabala. She married Manuel Flores on October 31st, Halloween 1980. Anastasia loved to garden and all of her flowers. She enjoyed Chinese food, garage sales, and thrifting. She was a candy fanatic and especially liked Three Musketeers, Butterfingers, Cherry Mash, and Rocky Roads. Anastasia and her daughters loved to cruise around and being out in the outdoors. She enjoyed making tortillas and beans and cooking for all her grandkids. Anastasia was an avid fan of the Dallas Cowboys, novellas, and Donald Trump. Most of all, she loved her grandchildren. She is preceded in death by her husband, Manuel, four sons, Raymond Flores, Manuel Flores Jr., Joe Flores, and Julio Flores, three daughters, Maria Rodriguez, Rosa Rodriguez, and Estrella Flores, four sisters, and two brothers. Anastasia is survived by two sons, Oscar Flores of Muleshoe, and Bobby Flores and his wife Melissa, also of Muleshoe. Two daughters, Alice Valdez of Muleshoe, and Rachel Olivas and her husband Joe, also of Muleshoe. A sister, Concha Batista of Arizona, and numerous grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Please keep the family of Anastasia Flores, 88, of Muleshoe, on your prayer list today. Her family, she died Saturday, September the 7th. Well, make sure to go to the front page of our website, and you can see we have a lot of new content on our front page, including our live stream from this past Monday of the Muleshoe City Council meeting. And they had quite a big agenda, but we have that full live stream on our front page of our website, muleshoetv.com, from this past Monday. Also, you can see our live stream from the First Baptist Church. We live stream them every Sunday morning beginning at 11 a.m. and then later on in the day find the audio feeds from the full services from the Muleshoe Methodist Church and Dave Maccabee and his message, and also from the Calvary Baptist Church and the full message from Brother Jeff Kaufman. That available every Sunday at muleshoetv.com. Great. Our last two big wins for the Muleshoe Mules varsity football team are also available on the front page of our website. Boy, Muleshoe had the toughest game of their season by far last Friday night at New Home. You know, New Home is just absolutely blowing up the population and the enrollment there in their schools. So their stadium is about half done. They didn't have any concession stands or restrooms, but they brought in food trucks, and also they had temporary trailers with toilets in them, but they had a video scoreboard, a brand new beautiful field, and it was an interesting game Friday night. The Mules played very well in a tough game, and they were triumphant 22-13 over the new home Leopards. I'm nearly 100% sure that is the first time we have ever played New Home, as not too many years ago, New Home was a 6-man team for football, but the Leopards came to play, but so did the Mules, and they won 22-13. Make sure to watch that full game broadcast with the voice of the Muleshoe Mules, Elliot Davis, on the front page of our website, muleshoetv.com. That's brought to you by Barrett Potato Farms, Burton Service Center, Muleshoe Animal Clinic and Vet Supply, Muleshoe Housing Authority, Muleshoe Area Medical Center, Mohawk Auto Parts, Muleshoe ISD, McDonald's Restaurants, Shipman's Body Shop and Autoplex, Bailey County Electric, Edward Jones and Stephen Dement, Dell Oil Company, McCormick Seed, Precure Electric, and Lance Insurance. There, I think it was in the third quarter, Josue Segala, our wonderful running back, also returns punts. He had a 70-yard return punt that was amazing. His New Home seemed to have him in their clutches several times, and he went 70 yards on that punt return for a touchdown. Josue was named for the Week 2 performance as the Ford Motor Company 3A Football Player of the Week for the whole state of Texas for his performance over Lamesa and also Brownfield. He had 8 carries, 154 yards, and 3 touchdowns in the 74-42 win over Lamesa, and then had 2 touchdowns with 7 carries in the 63-6 win in the first week over Brownfield. Now, congratulations to Josue Segala, the 3A Ford Motor Company, Built Ford Tough, Texas High School Football Player of the Week for the whole state of Texas. That's an amazing accomplishment. Well, that sets us up to where we are today. Football will continue into the 4th week tomorrow as the JV Mules will be here in town at David Woodfield Benny Douglas Football Stadium versus the Canadian Wildcats. And in my recollection, in 50 years, I don't think we've ever played Canadian in those 50 years. We very possibly did before them, but this will be a new one in recent memory as we play the Canadian Wildcats. They are always tough in football, and the varsity won the state championship last year as well. But the kickoff for the JV Mules will be tomorrow, Thursday, September the 19th at 4 p.m. at Benny Douglas Football Stadium if you go out and support the Mules. The Watson Junior High Mules will be on the road all the way up at Canadian. That's quite a trip for a Thursday. 7th grade will kick off at 4:30 p.m. at Wildcat Stadium, and the 8th grade will kick off at 5:45. So good luck to our JV and junior high teams tomorrow as they will be in action against Canadian. The Mules will meet up with the Wildcats, of course, way up in the Panhandle. It's about a 3.5-hour one-way trip on Friday night on September the 20th. The kickoff time will be 7 p.m. We'll be up there to film it, and we'll have our delayed broadcast up early Saturday morning. The Mules are now 3-0 on the 2024 season. We're in 2-3A Division II. Along with Idalou, in our district is Muleshoe, Idalou, Littlefield, Roosevelt, and Slayton. The Canadian Wildcats are in 1-3A Division II. Their district is Canadian, Childress, Dimmitt, Friona, and Tulia. And The Canadian Wildcats are 2-1 on their season so far in 2024. They beat Elk City, Oklahoma in the first game. Elk City's quite a bit bigger than Canadian, 32-27. Canadian won or lost in their second game against, of course, always the tough Bushland team, 21-42. And then last week, Canadian beat Dumas 35-28. This, be warned now, if you're headed up to the game, this is Canadian's homecoming game this coming Friday versus Muleshoe. The Mules got to 3-0 by beating Brownfield 63-6 the first game of the season. And then Lamesa in the second game, 74-42. Then last week, the Mules beat New Home, as we mentioned, 22-13. Of course, all three of those games in their entirety you can find free of charge on demand to watch on our website, muleshoetv.com. If what you want isn't on the front page, click on the sports tab at the top, and that takes you to all of our older sports content. So it will be a big matchup against the Mules and the Canadian Wildcats this coming Friday, September 20th. Kickoff time at 7 p.m. at Wildcat Stadium. Again, be aware, this is Canadians' homecoming game this coming Friday night. Looking at some other action from our schedule, Brownfield lost, who we played in the first game of the season, to Roosevelt, who will play later in the season as they're in our district. This past Friday night, 50-18. That makes Brownfield 0-3 and Roosevelt 2-1. Lamesa beat San Angelo Lakeview, or lost to San Angelo Lakeview 42-55. That makes Lamesa 0-3 on the season. Of course, the Mules beat New Home 22-13. That makes the Mules 3-0 and New Home 1-2. Canadian, as we just mentioned, beat Dumas 35-28. That makes Canadian 2-1. Clyde, who we will play next week here at home, and that will be the Muleshoe homecoming game next week. They lost to Shallowater 21-54. That makes Clyde 1-2 on the season. Dalhart, who lost to Panhandle 21-43. That makes Dalhart 3. No, that makes Dalhart 2-1 on the season. Again, Dalhart lost to Panhandle 21-43. Roosevelt beat Brownfield 50-18. Roosevelt's 2-1. Littlefield lost to Abernathy 26-22. Littlefield is now 2-1 on the season. Then Slayton beat New Deal 26-17. Slayton is 3-0. And Idalou beat Levelland 33-16. Idalou is 3-0 on the 2024 season. But once again, look for our broadcasts of the Muleshoe Mules versus Canadian up early Saturday morning on the front page of our website, muleshoetv.com. That'll be September the 21st. And our broadcast will be brought to you by Barrett Potato Farms, Burton Service Center, Muleshoe Animal Clinic and Vet Supply, Muleshoe Housing Authority, Muleshoe Area Medical Center, Mohawk Auto Parts, Muleshoe Independent School District, McDonald's Restaurant, Shipman's Body Shop and Autoplex, Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, and Edward Jones and Stephen DeMint, along with Leal's Tortilla Factory, and Precure Electric and Allen Mount Insurance. Amber Richardson, the agent there. Look for that early Saturday morning. Then next week for homecoming, we will be live streaming all the homecoming activities and the crowning of the Queen there from Benny Douglas Football Stadium, along with the full Clyde homecoming game and the halftime marching of both the Muleshoe Mighty and Marching Band, along with the Clyde Band as well. Look for all that next week. Well, it is time now for our weather forecast, and we are looking for a sponsor for our weather forecast. Call me on my cell phone or text, 806-566-5881, if you would like to sponsor our weather forecast. I work real hard keeping the weather records for right here in Muleshoe, along with doing this program, so we would appreciate that very, very much. Of course, we had a big Nice thunderstorm roll up on Muleshoe. It rained twice in the span of about an hour and a half or 2 hours last night after 9 o'clock. And the first rain we got here at our house in the weather station, we got about 2/10 of an inch of rain, and then a much bigger rain and heavier rain and lots of wind later on, beginning around the 9:30 time period last night. And we wound up with an inch and 4/100ths here at the weather station gauge in our rain gauge in our backyard. So an inch and 4/100ths last night. The Muleshoe Mesonet station, which is 2 miles south of town, right off of Highway 214, got right at 6/10 of an inch of rain last night. And the Earth Mesonet, which is right next to Tolk Plant, got 9.93 inches, so just short of an inch of rain. It brings our September total to an inch and a tenth here at the weather station here in Muleshoe. On the 2024 year, the Muleshoe Mesonet station has 12 inches and 4/100ths. The Earth Mesonet station has 14 inches and 13/100ths. Well, last night, as I did mention, it did blow. We had small hail that really got blown around much harder because of the windy conditions. At 9:21 p.m. last night, the Muleshoe Mesonet station recorded their peak wind gusts at 53.6 miles per hour. But out by the Tolk Plant, they got a peak wind gust of 69.4 miles per hour. So right at 70 miles per hour at 9:43 p.m. at that Earth Mesonet station. We're looking at our forecast for the Muleshoe area. Sunny, high near 92 this afternoon. Right now at 1 o'clock on Wednesday, it is 84 degrees in our backyard already, but we should top out around 92 degrees this afternoon, Wednesday afternoon. South-southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, then mostly clear. Low around 62. South-southeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunny, high near 94. On Thursday, south-southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night, mostly clear, low around 63. South wind around 10 miles per hour. Then Friday, sunny, high near 93 degrees. South-southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Friday night, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 1 a.m. Partly cloudy with a low around 63. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny, high near 87. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then Saturday night, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 1 a.m. Mostly clear, low around 55. South and southwest winds between 10 and 15 miles per hour, becoming north after midnight. Sunny on Sunday, high near 80 degrees, north winds around 15 miles per hour, mostly clear Sunday night, low around 50. Monday, sunny, high near 82 degrees, Monday night, mostly clear, low around 54. Then Tuesday next week, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny, high near 82. So a nice forecast, not too many really extremely high temperatures for this fall feeling like season, and some rain chances intermingled throughout the next 7 days. Well, if you're going to head to Canadian, I thought I would pull up their forecast, as the junior high games will be at Canadian tomorrow on Thursday. They're calling for a sunny and hot day on Thursday. They're going to be much hotter than we are down here. Sunny and hot, high near 98 for Thursday. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, becoming west-southwest in the morning hours. Mostly clear Thursday night, low around 68. Southwest winds between 5 and 10 miles per hour, becoming south-southeast in the evening. Then on Friday, when the varsity mules will be there playing, Friday evening, kickoff is 7 p.m., mostly sunny and hot again, high near 97 degrees, south-southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, increasing to 10 to 15 miles per hour in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 20 miles per hour. Then Friday night, partly cloudy, low around 70. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, wind gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. So sounds like they're very much more stuck in a summer-like pattern, where we're feeling much more like fall down here. But be ready for sunny and hot conditions and a little bit of wind Thursday and Friday up in Canadian. Well, we also thought we would throw in here to the weather, as there was a train derailment that was reported at 9:45 p.m. Thursday evening between Muleshoe and Sudan. It is right there near the Lubbock Waterworks off of Highway 84. No injuries were reported, according to KCBD. And we are so glad about that. I've tweeted out the story from KCBD into our Twitter feed. You can find it in the bottom left corner of our front page of our website, muleshoetv.com. And if you think about it, if that train derailed there right around the waterworks about 9:45 p.m., or a little bit before, there was that peak wind gust of 69.4 miles per hour at the Earth Mesonet station, which is right next to Toke Plant, that was reported at 9:43 p.m. It could have been quite faster there, which is about 3 to 4 miles away along 84 where that train derailed. I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's very much a possibility. As you know, at that time period, that heavy thunderstorm was moving through that area, but we are happy that no one was injured in that train derailment. But be aware, if you're going toward Lubbock or Sudan, there will be a lot of work going on to clean up that derailment. Well, this edition of the Muletrain News is brought to you today by Leal's Mexican Food Restaurant. And the original Leal's is right here in Muleshoe. And Victor and Debbie and Kika and all of their employees are so proud to announce that they are back open for their tradition on Sundays for after church eating at Leal's. They're open from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. every Sunday. Once again, of course, they stopped doing that and closed their Sunday eating hours when the pandemic hit in 2020, but they have now reopened Sunday hours, 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. at the original Leal's, 1010 West American Boulevard. Also, they will remind you that if you don't have anything in the fridge and you want Leal's delivered fresh and hot to your front door or your office right here in the Muleshoe area, call 806-272-3294. They deliver at Leal's of Muleshoe, 806-272-3294. Well, the Muleshoe Area Hospital District is pleased to announce the addition of Dr. David Warner, MD, to their team. Dr. Warner arrives in Muleshoe after residing in Euless, a suburb of the DFW area. His connections to West Texas are deep, as he has a BS, MS, and MD degree from Texas Tech University. Dr. Warner's familiarity with the region extends from also previously residing in Big Springs, El Paso, and, of course, Lubbock. You can contact and make an appointment to see Dr. Warner at the Medical Clinic in Muleshoe by calling 806-272-7544. They also take walk-ins. Go by 701 South 1st Street. The Dr. Warner is available now to see patients. Again, make an appointment, 806-272-7544. Dr. David Warner, MD, is now at the Medical Clinic of Muleshoe, 701 South 1st Street, 806-272-7544. Welcome to Muleshoe, Dr. Warner. Well, there will be a pancake breakfast next week at the Senior Center, their big fundraiser, and it will be Saturday, September the 28th. Tickets are $12 at 319 Main Street. Come and enjoy everyone. Bacon, pancakes, and eggs, and sausage, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. They'll take credit cards, cash, or checks there at the Senior Center. Again, their big pancake breakfast will be Saturday, September 28th, $12 a ticket at the Senior Center, 319 Main Street, 7 to 11 a.m. with bacon, pancakes, and eggs, and sausage. Also, get your tickets now for the Ruby Green Quilt Raffle. It's $5 per ticket or 5 for $20. And, of course, all proceeds go to the Senior Center. The drawing for this beautiful quilt will be during the pancake breakfast on Saturday morning, September the 28th. Get your tickets now. Go by the Senior Center, Main and Avenue D, right here in Muleshoe. Well, they serve lunch every day at the Senior Center beginning around 11:30 a.m. And on the menu for tomorrow, Thursday, September 19th. Vegetable beef stew, cornbread, margarine, tossed salad with dressing, orange pineapple cup, diet pumpkin custard with low-fat milk. Of course, every Friday, and including this one, Friday, September 20th, they'll be serving fish or chicken strips, borracho beans, green peas, tossed vegetable salad, low-cal French dressing, whole wheat roll, and a tropical fruit mix. On Monday, September 23rd, they'll be serving a cheeseburger with bun, potato wedges, tomato wedge salad, and a melon medley. On Tuesday, September 24th, chicken spaghetti, carrots, zucchini, bananas, vanilla pudding, and wheat bread. On Wednesday, September 25th, chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, country gravy, stewed okra, seasoned corn, and pumpkin squares. Thursday, September 26th, next week, homemade turkey pot pie, whole wheat roll, margarine, seasoned corn, tossed with dressing, ambrosia. And then Friday, September 27th, fish or chicken strips meal they will be serving there at the Senior Center. Again, they begin serving about 11:30 a.m. every Monday through Friday at the Senior Center, Main and Avenue D. Well, the Muleshoe Heritage Foundation on that same Saturday, September 28th, we'll be having a big event. And, of course, you know, that pancake breakfast will be that morning. This Muletrain event at the Heritage Center that evening. Of course, that Friday night prior to this on September 27th will be the homecoming game versus Clyde here in Muleshoe. So lots going on during homecoming weekend next week. And again, the Muletrain will be a night keeping the legends of Muleshoe alive at the Heritage Center there on the west edge of Muleshoe, right on the north side of Highway 84, American Boulevard. Join us for a trip down memory lane, food history, reenactments, music, wagon rides, and much, much more. It's $5 admission. From 6 until 8 p.m. on Saturday, September the 28th, Muletrain, a night keeping the legends of Muleshoe alive, 6 until 8 p.m. It's $5 admission there at the Heritage Center, and that sounds like a very, very fun, interesting night there at the Muleshoe Heritage Center. Of course, it's on the west edge of Muleshoe, on the north side of American Boulevard, right before you get to the Bailey County Coliseum. Saturday, September 28th, 6 until 8 p.m. Everyone is welcome, of course, to that event. Well, on your prayer list today, continue to remember Albert Lee. Keep our play-by-play voice of the Mules on your prayer list, as well as he's been having some medical problems. Elliot Davis, he might not make it to Canadian this coming Friday night, but he is going to try his best. Keep on your prayer list Cliff Black and Peggy Seagroves, Terry Byers, Darlene Henry needs to remain on your prayer list today. Jesse Tarango, Kathy Richards, Linda Lutz, and Janice Snell. Marlene McDonald needs to be on your prayer list today. Melba King. Larry and Berta Combs, Ed and Carol Cox. Betty Noble and Joe Jinks. Sammy Gonzalez. Robert Johnson. Dick Chitwood, Gary Shipman. Tyrone Clements needs to be on your prayer list today. Remember those who've recently lost a loved one, the family of Zaylee Bree Ellie Cortez, the family of Anastasia Flores, the family of Panchito Garcia. He's greatly missed. The family of Pete Brown Fulcher, the family of Christian Ramos, the family of Judy Brockman, and the family of Raymond Sabala Flores. Well, it's just about time for us to go on this edition of the Muletrain News, brought to you today by Leal's Mexican Restaurant. You can hear our latest Muletrain, along with all of our older archived ones from the past decade, free of charge on demand on our website, muleshoetv.com. Click on the Muletrain News link at the top center of the page.
This is Tumbleweed Smith, environmental art and music. Details in a moment on The Sound of Texas.
The Sound of Texas is brought to you here on MuleshoeTV.com by Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, with offices in Muleshoe at 610 East American Boulevard, as well as in Morton at 1744 State Highway 114. They're celebrating rural electrification right here in the Muleshoe area through Bailey County Electric since 1939. They are owned by the members that they serve. Call 806-272-4504. Check them out online at bcecoop.com. The board of directors, the members, the employees, the manager, CEO David Markle, all hope you enjoy this Sound of Texas with Tumbleweed Smith.
Bob Mudd lives in Brisbane, Australia, but comes to the U.S. regularly to speak to school kids about sounds and musical instruments from nature.
A real didgeridoo is a branch from a tree that the termites have gone and made hollow. A lot of people find it hard. It's simply filling your mouth, blowing your cheeks out with air, and taking a quick breath through the top of your nose as you release the air from your full cheeks.
Bob wears intricate designs on his arms, made of mud.
I think it's a lot better than a tattoo, because tonight I can wash it off and do another one tomorrow. When you paint it on, it's a sunscreen.
He has made a living as a poet, musician, sound recordist, and teacher. Some of his recordings of rainforest sounds mixed with music have gone worldwide.
Jamming with them by recording music and nature.
He plays a bamboo flute with electronic special effects. One of his instruments is made of bottles in different sizes.
And when you put it through effects,
when he was speaking to some elementary school kids in La Mesa, they got involved.
that just... Oh, a pig.
He put a piece of PVC pipe in his didgeridoo to give it different notes.
Put them together and it's like another musical instrument. What do you think? Trombone, yeah. Which is real handy when you're jamming with a band. I started doing it without having seen anyone else do it, if that's an invention. The people manufacturing them that way now.
Bob Mudd of Australia has lived all over the world. He has played at musical festivals and with the Beijing Opera. I'm Tumbleweed Smith with the Sound of Texas.